Hi, sixth grade. Miss Summers here. We're getting ready to go over our lesson. This is Unit 2, Lesson 12, and the name of this assignment is called a rule sandwich. Okay, when we think about a sandwich, we think about a sandwich is made up of three parts. It has the bread on top, it has the filling in the middle, and the bread on the bottom. So a quote sandwich is very similar. We're building um, in this assignment. So we're going to use those three steps in order to do this. So it is how you use your evidence in an argument essay because we will be working on argument essays. First, you introduce a quote by telling your reader where it came from. So it could be a time, it could be a place. And in this particular instance, we're going to use, for my example, I'm going to use Steve Jobs. You're going to use Bud, not Buddy. So you will need the PDF for that assignment in order to um, get what you need because you're going to be working with rules. This is all we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. So, first, you introduce a quote by telling the reader where it came from. Then you include the quote. And whenever we use quote, we always use quotation marks. And when we use quotation marks, that lets us know, the reader know that those are not your own words. If you don't use quotation marks, it looks like plagiarism. It looks like you're taking somebody else's work and making it your own, and we are not going to do that. So lastly, then you need to explain in your own words the quote and how it supports your idea. Why are you using the quote? Why did you choose what you chose? And those need to be in your own words. So that does not need to be in quotation marks. You read this example using the quote from the student model essay, Steve Jobs Rules to Live By. Then you take a look at the graphic. Now, we're not using a graphic. You're going to do the form, and we're going to go step by step as to what we're looking for. So first, I'll read the rule that I'm going to use. So, while remembering his Reed College days, Steve Jobs shared his first rule: you have to trust in something. Jobs followed his rule to trust his gut and enrolled in a calligraphy college course. And that led to the typefaces and spacing used for computers today. Following the rule to trust in something helped Jobs to thrive in life because he trusted in himself and didn't spend energy worrying about the future. Okay, so that was his rule. He had three main rules in his speech, but we're going to concentrate on the one that I just read. So we're going to introduce. It tells us where how he came about this rule, and it says, while remembering his Reed College days, Steve Jobs shared his first rule. So he was in his speech. He talked about him going to Reed College before he. So that's the when. So then we want to include the rule. So you make sure you write the number of the rule and punctuate it correctly. So that means for you, but not Buddy, he numbered all his rules. So you'll need to include the rule number. And you need to make sure the rule that you write down are in Bud's own words and they need to be in quotation marks. So the example is, you have to trust in something. Those are written in quotation marks because I did not write that. So then we go to our third part, the bottom layer of our sandwich, and we analyze the rule. And when we analyze the rule, we're writing it in our own words. We're going to explain it. So if you were explaining it to your mother, if you were explaining it to a friend, if you were explaining it to me, you would explain it in your own words if I didn't understand what the rule was. So this is where you explain how the quote supports your claim. So the example is, Jobs followed his rule to trust his gut. He dropped out of college and enrolled in calligraphy course that led to the typefaces and spacing in computers today. Following the rule to trust helped Steve Jobs thrived in life because he trusted himself and didn't spend energy worrying about the future. So that was why he did it. And said that this was written in my own words. So then we come down to the bud sandwich, and then you're going to write down on the top. On the first one, it says introduce the quote, and then this includes the when. So you're going to put down what chapter you got this from. So you need to make sure you know what chapter you got your rule from. You're going to write down what the novel is, and our novel's name is Bud, not Buddy. And then it has, then it says what chapter, what was the rule number, because he numbered all his rules. And then you're going to put down, explain what rule it is you're talking about in your own words. So you can choose any of the rules that are in the books from chapter 1 all the way until chapter 19. So you have to choose one rule, and then afterwards, you're going to tell whether he followed this rule, the rule number that you chose. Did he follow it? And then you're going to answer why you think he did and why you think he didn't. So that it's quite simple. I do not want rule number 3. So you choose any of the rules. I do not want rule number 3 because we've already done that. All right. This is what we're going to do, and I will see you in the next assignment. Bye-bye.